Hey guys, Rob here at the Homestead. Today I'm doing a video that's a little bit different, and I probably should have done it 2 or 3 weeks ago because it is a seasonal video and it's kind of Christmas related. Um, Midge came home the other day with this, and this is a wreath ring, and you can get them pretty cheap at any hobby store or Walmart or wherever. Maybe you get $1.50 or a couple bucks. Not very much. Um, but I don't usually make wreaths anymore. I used to do it a lot, um, but they're a pain to do. And you need space to do it, and you need the brush. So, and the reason why she got this is a couple of weeks ago we were putting away stuff, and we have that old commercial Jacobson mower that we just wanted to stuff in a place that'd be out of the way, because it seems like everything is in the way. Whenever you put something somewhere, it's in the way. So we just cleaned out a little place underneath this fir tree for the Jacobson, and we tarped it up for the winter. And we cut all that brush out of there, and it's really nice brush. And I just mistakenly made a comment that I said, wow, that'd be really good brush to make a wreath with because it's so thick. And she she didn't forget it. So when she was in Walmart, she picked up this ring and asked me to make her a wreath. It is the second week of December, and usually you'd make this wreath in November sometime. So today I'm gonna make a wreath. I'm gonna do it in the new house because there's space in there. I'm gonna get one of those plastic tables and set up in there. I'm gonna tarp off a little area so I can heat it up without having 10 propane heaters, because we still haven't gotten everything insulated. We've got one section insulated, so that's what I'm going to do first. Just tarp off an area to heat so I can work in there without freezing my tuchus off. So stay tuned. I'll pick you guys back up when I've got a fire going and it's warmer in there. All right, so right now I've got these clippers that I bought for just trimming trails out in the woods, and I can't find the normal ones. These are ratcheting ones, so I don't know how it's gonna work. But, and there's a little bit of snow on the brush. Ideally, you wanna buy it or get it before it snows on it, and it makes it a lot easier. And you can get different kinds of brush. This isn't the real full stuff, but this is what we had. We just sourced it off our own property when we put that mower away. And so I'm gonna use what we got. There's two different kinds of bundles that I make, and this is the way I do it. I'm sure you can look on channels and see how other people do it, but this is my method. Two different kinds of bundles. We have the end bundles like this that come off of here, and I'll show you how I bundle them up. And then we have these kind of leftover bundles. And the bundles that are the end ones, that's the nicest ones, go on the front of the wreath, and then these that are from here to here go on the back of the wreath, and it just makes the wreath full. And like I said, this is just the way I've done it. I haven't built a wreath in years, but they turn out fine. I mean, I think they're just as nice as ones you can buy, you know, at the grocery store or wherever they're selling wreaths. You can buy really nice ones from like tree farms and stuff like that, but you're spending, you know, between $30 and $80 on a wreath, and sometimes even more. And this is just a good way to use stuff that you have. You know, I've got some of this wire. It's I call it wreath wire. I don't know what the heck it's called. Floral wire is what it's called. And you'll see how I use that. Usually I get it in a spool, but there again, this is what we have, and this is what I'm going to use. So, with that said, let's get after it. Find the good ones? Ooh, good. So, Mitch got the little bit more simple ones, and I'm gonna boom, and I'm just gonna make a pile of these. And I'm gonna probably do about 4 in a bundle. So there's my first little bundle, and I'm gonna do about 20 of these. And this is what I call the front ones. You know, this will go on the front. Let me get my ring. And this is a very simple ring. You can buy them where they have multiple wires going around, and it gives you a little bit more. But this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a bunch of bundles, and then we're gonna take them and we're gonna put them on the ring, and then we're gonna overlap them all the way around until we get back up to this side. And hang on, I'm gonna show you the back side with the front side. So let's clip off some of the ones that we'll use on the back. And so there, nothing special going on there. It's we could probably use a couple of these on the front, but we're not going to. We're just gonna clip them off. See, we clipped one off there. I'm gonna just clip that off. And I'm gonna take these, maybe one more for that. Let's see, one that we clipped on. Not seeing it. Well, I'm gonna clip one off for the next bundle for my front. So there's a front one, and there's one for the back. So now I've got this kind of messier looking bundle. You know, you don't have it all pretty, but there's the pretty one in the ring, and we're gonna put that on the back of it, and it makes it full. And you can clip it up and kind of trim it up and make it look pretty once it's all put together. So this is what I'm gonna work on. I've got front bundles. I'm gonna make a bunch of those, and then back bundles, and I'm gonna make a bunch of those. So I'm not gonna bore you with that. When I'm done making all the bundles, oh, let me show you how I wire them up. It's pretty simple usually, and it's a lot easier if you have the spool to do it. So I'm just taking the bundle, I'm putting the wire around it. Let me get a hold of my wire. Put the wire around it. And you don't have to get real fancy with it. Just put a couple laps on there, just so it holds it. And then I should have wire cutters, but usually these work. I'm gonna go get my wire cutters right after this. So, like I said, you don't have to get real fancy with the wire. Just put a couple laps around there so it holds together, because when you put it on your ring, you're gonna wire it again. So there's that one. We'll get back to you when we're ready to start putting things together. I'm gonna make a bunch of these and a bunch of these, and this pile of brush will disappear. So we'll catch up with you in probably about 35 minutes or so. So you can see we're overlapping with the wire, and so there's 3 backs, 2 fronts, do another front. I'm working out here in the new house because there's space, and I kind of tarped off an area here with the old hockey tarp. God knows we've used it for a lot of stuff this year. It's covering one of the lawn mowers, and it's we used it as sunshade. We used it as wind block. We actually used it as a hockey rink once, believe it or not. I lost count. Probably 3 and 3 there. All right, I'm not going to bore you with more of that, but there's 3 and 3. When I get further around, I'll turn you back on, and you can see what's going on with it. So this took me about, move the lights out of the way. I'm going to weave these lights in, but I have got to go to work, so this is it. It's just a simple wreath. It took me about an hour to do, and Midge helped me cut some wire. If you have the spool of wire, it goes a lot faster because you don't have to cut it all the time. There's nothing hard about it. It's just kind of time consuming, and I'm still got to fluff it out and make it a little bit more even, and put a bow on it, put some lights in it, and we'll put it on the front door. All right, this is day 2 of my wreath. Yesterday I was interrupted by having to go to work. I get these little LED lights that have the little battery pack on them, and they will last a Christmas season if you use them wisely. It's 3 AA batteries, and I love them. I think they're great. They work great. They look good. They don't look like much until you put them into some sort of application, and we're going to use it in our wreath. Because I love colored lights for Christmas. So I'm just gonna weave them through and do my best. It's kind of a pain, but if you do it and take your time, it can really look neat. So we're gonna start with the lights and then we'll probably end with a bow. And I've got to put a little loop up here to hang it with, and I'll do that with the wire. And then I kind of hide the little battery pack in the back of the wreath. Where it's handy, you can get to it, but it's hidden. So let's do this. So I got the lights all on and I kind of wired in the box in the back. Once I hang it up, I'll readjust that. Now I'm gonna fill in that little spot that I missed yesterday because I had to go to work. And I'm just gonna take and make a nice little bundle here. And see if I can fill in that spot without it being too overwhelming. And as I'm doing that, I'm also gonna make a loop to hang it with. So I'm gonna take a really long stretch of wire here. Let's see, this might be a trial and error thing. This is always the most difficult one for me to get in, is that very last one. Maybe that's why I didn't do it yesterday. I really had time. And I'm just gonna pull everything back and try and leave it in. Yep, that'll work right there. And get the wire around it now. Once I get it wired in, I will kind of fluff it up and make it look like it belongs. Better. Now, I didn't have enough wire there to do my little place to hang, so I'm gonna just put in a whole nother one. And as you can see, there's no rhyme or reason to how I do this. I'm sure people that make wreaths professionally have their own way of doing it, but this is how I do it. I want to put the battery thing at the bottom, so I'm going to find a spot right in here. Wire this in. last thing, we're gonna put a ribbon on there. And some people put the ribbon on the top, some people put it on the bottom. I like it on the top. This is a ribbon that Midge made for us. It's just stuff that we had around and she thought that'd be nice, so that's what we're gonna use. And same thing, I'm gonna take a stretch of wire and I'm just gonna wire it on there. The nice thing about this wire is it's green and it just blends in and you can use a lot of it and you won't see it. So I'm just going to tuck it in through the knot in the back so it's hidden. Maybe. You know, people say that this is a project you could do with your kids or your grandkids or something, you know, like that, but maybe helping you build the bundles, but I think it could be trying and make a whole wreath with kids. But I've never tried it. Might be interesting. Okay, so where's our top? Find our little loop here. It is right there. And I'm going to go right where the loop is. Don't want to suck it too far down into the wreath, but we want it to stay on there too. And I would suggest, once you get everything all on and hung up, to readjust everything. You just get it so it's so it looks somewhat normal. So there we go. That's our very simple wreath that we had everything except for the wire ring, and we probably have one of those around, but you know, everything's in storage while we're building the new house. Maybe an hour and a half of time invested in it. Like I said, you can go to the grocery store and buy one and probably be just as nice, but I like it. I think it looks good, and once we get it hung up, I think it'll look really nice. So, a little bit of wreath footage, a little bit of Elmwood stove footage, which I love that stove. I know I've said that time and time again, but if you haven't seen the videos on the Elmwood stove, go back into the playlist and find that, because it's a really cool stove and it's got a really neat history. I see we have a lot of new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. If you made it this far in the wreath video, you're probably not a tractor video person. We do release, or we try to release a video once a week, and there's no rhyme or reason to when it comes out because our internet is so dreadfully slow. But we're working on it. thanks for watching, and like, subscribe, and have a great day.